You know who else was a loser in this election? I mean, yes, black people, but the black business elite, the BEE billionaires and millionaires of South Africa. They are the biggest, most useless, most invisible, most like biggest losers of the 2024 elections. It can't be that South Africa, I mean, yes, it makes sense that across the world, the markets, the international, the global markets, the stock exchange or the currency is ultimately the bedrock of the economy. But it can't be that we are held ransom by the so-called markets or the so-called strength of the currency. Every fucking thing that black people try to do, we're being scared. This boogeyman of the market, this boogeyman of the rand, this boogeyman of the currency continuously stops us from doing anything and everything. It can't be that in a country like even the hiring of Des Van Rooyen as the Minister of Finance, regardless of the fact that it happened in the middle of the night. Des was legally hired. Okay, and he's a qualified professional. And it can't be that you will have someone like Rupert say, oh, you do this, or you're going to destroy the markets. And then he does it, and nobody says anything. We saw the currency tank overnight, and nobody said or did anything. Now, I'm not saying I understand that, which is also a big part of their weakness, that the black millionaire class, the black billionaire class especially, got all their money from white people because they are the BEE class, which means they were given a lot of these shares. And none of them created any jobs with it. Apart from Patrice Motsepe, who else do you know? Black BEE, millionaire, billionaire, who's actually out there creating jobs and continuing to be not necessarily even innovative, but like is just making moves. You know, who else is on the JSE? Who else is JSE listed except Motsepe with ARC and has new companies, whether it's Time Bank or Rain, you know, regardless of whether or not you agree with Mutsepe's politics, he also even funds, like, yes, he funds the EFF and he funds the ANC. What other black billionaire are you seeing doing that? And the Black Business Council, like, what's your, guys, I don't know if it's because you're too close to the ANC and therefore if the ANC says nothing, you also say nothing, but you guys should have like an opinion, guys. You should say and do something. You should be able to organize yourselves around protecting the currency. Where people go, oh, the market's like, no, our democracy should be more important than the markets because the democracy is the will of the people. And isn't it that 1994, pre-1994, we were fighting for the will of the people? And you called it democracy. And now you want to like, our democracy must be held ransom by some underhand markets. Nah, the Black Business Council must have something to say about but the DA especially, saying that working with black parties is a doomsday, or if black parties work together, it's a doomsday for the economy. They'd be like, nah, bro, the Black Business Council should be the first black. No, you shut up, John. Shut up with your fear mongering and saying that when black people work together, we are a black business class, we are a black capitalist, we are black industrial class, and we are working closely with the government. So even if it is a black government with black policies, we will be here to, as they said, pick up the rand. And it's not to say that American sanctions are going to be the death of a country. Look at Russia, still alive, even stronger than it was. Even Zimbabwe, for what it's worth, is still alive. Venezuela is still a country that's functioning. Argentina is a country that functions. So countries can function without all of these countries that just had coup that I mentioned last week, whether it's from Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, all these countries are relatively functioning countries. And the will of the people is being expressed there. China is a functioning country. And for the most part, the will of the people is being expressed there. So it can't be that the will of the people in South Africa or in Africa is being, well, South Africa is being held ransom by invisible forces called the markets, and our black business class, our black billionaires are just quiet and they're just shutting the fuck up. You're the biggest losers of these elections. You've shown your hand. You ain't got shit. Y'all are weak. Y'all are still dependent on white people to give you crumbs from their table. Y'all haven't built anything in the past 30 years, so that you can't stand on anything because you haven't built anything. Anything you stand on is a fucking quicksand because it was given to you by these whites. And now when I say shut up, you shut up. Doomsday. Guys, come on. It can't be that John stays in is saying black people working it as a doomsday and the black capital class like, yeah, boss, man, shut the fuck up. Y'all, you're the biggest embarrassment and the biggest losers of this election. You've shown your hand. Y'all are useless. So now we must wait for Bolikao to be billionaires, multi-billionaires. We must wait for Batu and them to be multi-billionaires. Nah, be like, so another 30 years. Not to say like it's going to take like out 30 years to be a billionaire. It's probably in the next 3 to 5. But y'all get my point. We're going to wait for this generation of young black people to then now be in an economic position. And where? With lack of jobs and lack of... I mean, since Jacob Zuma, we know that white people have been holding back the investments in this country. all these billions and trillions that they're making, very little of it is being reinvested in this country because they disagree with Jacob Zuma politically. And even then, with Cyril, they haven't been investing. Just maybe Waterfall or a few other, with that handshake he did with the Baldwin CEO and his trillion dollar investments drives that haven't really amounted to shit. So Narduzi felt like they made about invest. And you have people who are wasting all their money on slave queens and alcohol guys and German cars. Like what's going on with the black billionaire and millionaire class of South Africa? Y'all produce nothing, bro. Y'all produce absolutely nothing. And now, because you guys are still dependent on white people and because you produce nothing, we must now be told by John that black unity is doomsday. And yeah, maybe it's doomsday for them. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's my rant. Y'all are losers. The black business class, the black entrepreneurial class. You've shown your hand. You ain't got nothing. Y'all are weak. Y'all can't even stand up for black people. Y'all can't stand up for yourselves. You're waiting to see what white people do, and then you're not. And if I can't tell a BE, if a deal, BE is done. John stays in, the deputy president of this country. He's gonna cancel BE. Who's your boy Cyril? He's gonna cancel BE. So y'all are fucked. And when you had a chance to stand up with Jacob Zuma, to stand up with Des Van Rijn, to stand up with all these black political parties, the EFF, all these, and actually just kept your mouth shut. And they're coming for you one by one. Because the tender if a deal one, ANC has lost power, so tenders are done one. Two, y'all are going to jail. The DA is taking y'all to jail one by one, whether you're Edwin Sodi or you're Zizi Kodwa. The DA is taking y'all to jail. Because when you had the chance of building yourself up as business people, as a strong black political class, as a strong black economic class, what did you do? Waste your money at Conga with slave? Man,